Hi guys, it's Brinkfuss. So today I'm going to tell you the story I've been waiting to tell you for so fucking long, which is my car accident. And let me just tell you, this is probably the most embarrassing day of my life. Like, most mortifying. Like, I wanted to cry and lay on the floor. I don't even know how to start this off because it was such a good day. And, like, I was kicking it with so many homies, and then it just all went downhill. But let me just take a sip of my tea. So, anyways, this day was great. We went to the beach. Me, Max, my friend, Charlie, who else is there? Felicia, Jonas, one of our friends from Denmark, and his little sister. So we were all at the beach. They were surfing. It was cooling. We were laying out on the beach. Awesome day. We had snacks. Everything was cool. So after this went down, we were like, hey, we should go to In-N-Out. And I was like, duh, I need that animal sauce in my system. So we went there. I got my fries like I usually do. It was a great day. And Max was like, hey, I need to go back home because I have a tutor. So would you mind taking Jonas and his little sister home? Because they were flying back to Denmark that night. And so I had to take them home so that their parent that they were staying with could take them to the airport. So I was like, yeah, of course, that's on my way. I live in Carp. Perfect. And so I was driving. It was fine. Nothing felt weird. I didn't feel off. And I was driving on the freeway and I was like, you know what? There's so much traffic. I should get off. And if anyone knows where I'm talking about, then you'll know, but I'll try to explain it as best as I can. So I got off and there's a chevron in Montecito. You can either go straight on the main Coast Village Road or you can curve right to this bendy small road that's only 25 miles per hour. So I bended to the right so I wouldn't have to go on the main road. So I passed the chevron and I was going straight and there was someone in front of me, but he was stopped in front of me with no flashers on, no blinker on, nothing. Just the car just sitting there with no signal on. So I was like, and he was kind of halfway to the side, halfway in the middle of the road. So I was like, okay, well, I see people going around all the time and it was a pretty chill road, so you could see if someone was coming from the other side. So I was like, all right. So I sent it to the left to go around him, and literally right as I was proceeding to do that, he turns left right as I'm going around, and so I pulled the wheel left, so he wouldn't go into me. So I pulled it left, and right when I did that, I crashed. I thought I crashed into the curb, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be chilling. There may be a dent, I'll be cooling, but no, there's a fire hydrant, and I ran into it at 45 miles per hour, and it was really bad, and it exploded, and then it was up against my door. That's where the pressure was, so all the pressure of it was against my door, and so I couldn't open my door, and the water was coming in, there was so much water, and it was just I was in a bathing suit top with shorts and shoes, and it was just this big scene, and I had to call Charlie and tell him that I had just crashed my car, and it really wasn't a fun conversation, and I had to call him and be like, hey, by the way, I just crashed my car, and he was like, ha ha ha, no you didn't, and then he hung up. It was really nice of him. And then I called back and I was like, yeah, I actually did. And then he was like, oh. And then he came and he showed up with Nick and everyone. He was like, oh, this is great, Brinkley. And then the cops were such asses about it. They literally showed up to the scene. They didn't even ask if I needed if I was okay, anything. I obviously hit the fire hydrant pretty hard. You would think they would care a little bit about that, but they just basically called me dumb and an idiot for crashing into the fire hydrant because I shut down some of the restaurants, I guess, down the line of Coast Village because I hit the water or whatever. So where I hit, there was a restaurant right there called Trey Loon, and if you live in Santa Barbara, you'll know, but yeah, that was shut down, and then all down the line, just really got messed up. But I'm really not racist towards anyone, and I actually do respect everyone, but I really do feel like it was like a white person thing, because the cops were Hispanic that showed up, and they were like basically just treating me like shit. And then the other guy that had hit me, he left the scene after he hit me because he saw how bad it was when I crashed. And then once he heard cop sirens, then he all of a sudden just showed up back to the scene. And then he came up to the cop and tried to act as a witness to the scene. And I was like, no, you're the guy in the truck that was literally sitting there and made me crash. And he was like, no, no. And then literally 10 minutes later, he started talking to the other cop, and he was like, saying he didn't speak English and his girlfriend didn't speak English. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, what? Like, how are you claiming this? And then he like goes back to his car, and the officer says, you're free to go. You're free to go. Just go right ahead. No identification needed. Like, just basically like, no identification needed, sir. Just go ahead. Go ahead. Like, I'm just gonna deal with this girl who just crashed into the fire hydrant, but you're chilling. It's okay. You're just sitting in the middle of the road. Like, I was like, what? And the cop was being so mean to me, being like, go get your insurance, go get your registration, like, go get your license right now, like, saying all this stuff to me. And I was just like, okay, but you let that guy go without showing any identification. Like, he couldn't have even been legal for all you know, and you just let him go with nothing at all. And so Charlie was yelling at the cop and just like making a scene, and I was like, stop. And so eventually the tow truck came. I took pictures. It was a bad day. I had to call Gary, my dad, and say, hi, I just crashed my car into a fire hydrant and it really sucks. And he was like, oh, great, Brinkley. That's just fucking great. So basically, I talked to the cops. The whole process took about 3.5 hours. It sucked. I waited 3 hours into it to call my dad. And I thought I could handle it myself, and I thought I was gonna pull it off and somehow get away. I don't know what I was thinking, but I really thought I was gonna get away with it. And then Sydney called my mom, and yeah, that went all downhill. But yeah, that's basically the end of the story. The tow truck came. That was honestly the only nice guy, but I ended up getting an unsafe maneuver ticket. That's what they gave me. They were trying to give me a $5,000 ticket for destroying property of the county or something, because it was a fire hydrant. I don't know. We're in a really big drought over here, so I guess it's a big deal that I hit gallons and gallons and gallons of water. I don't know. I didn't do it on purpose. Like, I don't know if the cops thought I did it on purpose. Who knows? I didn't show up to my court date either because I forgot. I forget everything lately. I don't know why. But yeah, the fireman was the one that convinced the cop to not give me the $5,000 ticket because he felt bad for me. I don't know. He was nice. The tow truck guy was nice too. He was like, oh, this sucks. And I was like, yeah, it really does. And then he was like, yeah. And then he gave me a ride home. But basically, in conclusion, I would just say, drive more carefully if you are a crazy driver. I know what's going through your head. You're indestructible. Oh no, you're a great driver. Oh no, you've been driving for so long. I get it. I say the same thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm such a great driver. But honestly, I don't think it makes me a worse driver that I got in an accident. I'm glad that I got it over with and I got my first accident over with, but yeah, it did suck. And yeah, I didn't have a car for a month and a half. And yeah, I did have to catch rides from people. And no, it was not fun. And hearing my dad talk about it every single day until my car was fixed, bitching about how expensive it was, which it was $10,000 because the whole undercarriage was ripped out. I pass by that same spot every single day and I just think, wow, I've hit way higher speeds than that on way gnarlier roads, and the speed limit was literally 25. How do you get in an accident on that road? I don't know. But let me know if you enjoyed this video or if it was fucking boring and you're over it. Yeah, that's it. Subscribe if you liked it. I doubt you did. But follow my Instagram. It may be kind of cool. I don't know. You may like a picture or two. But I'll link it down below. And yeah, it feels nice to be back. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.